What's going on, everybody? It is 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 7 o'clock here in Minnesota. I got Shane Kelley, one of my good buddies in the industry I love hanging out with. We're on a tight schedule, and I want to get right to it. I got rushed so much, I didn't even queue up the video start, so now I got to kill time like a dummy. Let's go. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's Tuesday night. It's Proper Royals Live. Thanks. I was having a conversation this week, actually, with Brian at Sky High Morphs. He hosted me graciously on his show. I was the guest. Go check that out if you get a chance. But I have to look up the exact date. But somewhere, and it might be tonight for all I know, somewhere right around now is 4 years of Proper Royals Live on Tuesday night. So thank you all very much. I couldn't have done it without you. I don't know when it is, and it's nice to be vague because I can just celebrate 4 years like 6 more times. What I'm saying is thanks very much. Thanks for putting up with me for so long. I appreciate you guys. I got Shane Kelley from SmallTown Xotics on the show tonight. If you don't know who he is, you should, and you should definitely stick around. If you do know who he is, you know it'll be a great show. Tonight, we'll talk about Shane. We'll get to know Shane just a little bit more if you don't already. And then you probably saw in the thumbnail, I had to get some kind of catchy, clicky thing, Life After MorphMarket. It's not so much about MorphMarket as it is having diversified sales platforms. And we've all experienced how tough the market can be. It always seems like a tough market now that COVID's gone. And Shane and I talk a lot about where we reach our customers, how we reach our different customers, and the different strategies. And Shane's one of the best at it. So I want to get into that with him tonight. And you guys, for an update for you all, we got a hard stop at 75 minutes. So hour and 15-minute show tonight, all killer, no filler. Couple of very, very quick announcements. I have a clutch of 7 hatchlings that are starting to shed. So you'll see these posted. Patreon gets first dibs, and that goes in order of the tiers. But it's a leopard orange dream to a leopard orange dream clown to a mahogany clown. So they're all clowns. I think I got one normal clown. Otherwise, they're all, there's an orange dream clown. There's 2 mahogany orange dreams. There are 2 leopard clowns that might be orange dream. I got to check those out when they shed. And there is an all gene, but that's going to stick with me. But anyway, if you're interested in that, keep an eye on it. Shoot me a note. Let me know. Again, Patreon gets first dibs, but whatever else is left afterwards, those will start going out. They'll get posted on MorphMarket, on Instagram. I do not think that they will make it to MorphMarket is my point in all of that. So let me know if you're interested. This Sunday on Palm Street, if you don't have it, the app, you should have it. They're the fine people that bring this show to you ad-free these days. I don't know if you noticed. No more ads. Uninterrupted Proper Royals bliss. Palm Street on Sunday, 3 o'clock Central Time. I think that's 4 o'clock Eastern. I'll be auctioning 15 snakes starting at $20. Now, a bunch of y'all have asked me, can you tell me what is going to be available? The hook is the price. The $20 is the hook. Come show up live. But I'll give you a teaser. Because you're here and because you're special to me, there's a super gravel male proven breeder. Going to start them at $20. The cheapest super gravel male of any combo, of any size, age, is $400 on MorphMarket right now. Get your butts over to Palm Street. Check out the auction. Have your wallet filled, your digital wallet. Have it all populated so that you can bid. And the snakes that don't sell, don't message me afterwards and go, will you take $20 for them? The idea is to get butts in the seat so that you all bid and I can make a little money and not just give snakes away, okay? All joking aside, come be there. It'll be fun. There will be the super gravel proven breeder. He'll start at $20. And also, to make things worth your while and fun as well, Charlie at shedtesting.com is going to sponsor that episode, and we're going to give away shed tests throughout the auction that day for free. So come be there. You don't have to make purchases to win them. They've got some sort of random audience member chooser kind of thing. So I just hit giveaway. It, goes through. You might have to comment or something to enter. I'm not sure. However it works, we're going to give away some shed tests. So that's from Charlie at shedtesting.com. All you locals that are watching, hanging out, this coming Saturday, 5:30 p.m. at Egan Arms Pub, I'll be performing totally solo without a net, nobody else, just me, a guitar, and a microphone. Egan Arms Pub, 5:30 to 9 p.m., 3.5 hour solo gig. Anyway, it pays all right, actually, especially if I go solo. It actually pays pretty well for a solo gig. And for those of y'all that are really nerdy following me, I moved the sink out of my home facility here today into the new facility. Tune into Proper Cup of Joe on Thursday morning for the full update on that. But the move is well underway. And let me tell you, without a sink, I'm back to like spray bottles and paper towels cleaning. This is ridiculous. I got to get moved. I got to finish moving. Shane Kelley from SmallTown Xotics. He is the guest tonight. I have to ask him if he remembers. To be honest, I don't even remember how we first were introduced or got mixed up together. But he's become a very good friend. We are members in each other's Patreon, which has led to a lot of overlap. We do a lot of Patreon only content, and then behind the scenes we chat and consult and pitch ideas to each other and figure out how to stay sane and try and make a little money at this life. And anyway, he's become a good friend, and I'm happy to have him back on the show. Please welcome back Shane Kelley from SmallTown Xotics. Bam.
4 years, brother. 4.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the summer of 4. I'm not even going to go. All I would have to do is go look at the date of my oldest live, and it would tell me. But why do that? Let's just live it up. It's like the summer season,
Dude, I liked your style on that. You're like, yeah, it's just 4 years over and over again. Fuck it.
And yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out when it comes along. Plus, it's just an arbitrary trip around the sun. I didn't have anything to do with it. It could, if it were shorter, if we were on a different planet, it'd be 6 years or something. What's going on, Shane? Everybody's here for the content, man. You see what they come for? That's it right there. That's the insightful stuff.
Man, it's good to see you. And you got me thinking. So I first heard of you from Jeremy Bod.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And then I think I told you this story on a Patreon one, but he told me, hey, man, have you heard this guy, Adam? He's got a podcast. And I was like, no, I haven't heard of him. And then I was a little snobby. I was like, how long has he been doing? He's like, oh, he's brand new. I was like, oh, if he's still around in a year, I'll give him a shot.
That's right.
And here you are,
stuck with me, pal.
4 years later, man.
Keith Richards of the Reptile podcast right here, baby.
I forget where we were at on the ebb and flow of the podcasting live thing at that time.
Yeah, I definitely called it live. So I finally I gave up. I got a microphone on camera, which is completely unnecessary, but I got to have it, I guess. Now you don't have it on camera. That's big rebel.
I'm a rebel. I conformed and I got some headphones,
There you go.
That was about it.
We call them cans in the industry, just so you know, if you want to sound like you know what you're doing.
You see that Zoso symbol?
Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right.
Yeah, man.
I got yellow duct tape on mine. That lets you know I mean business. Hey, before we jump into speaking of business, how's your time with your family? I know you had some family in. You took a little time off, man. You feeling recharged? You got your cup filled back up?
Yes.
Good,
and I'm having Reptile family this weekend too.
You got to tell people about that, man. That's cool. Hit us with it. This is one of the great perks of Shane's world right here.
Reptiles on the river, man. So we are going tubing. I got some cabanas rented. It's just going to be all about community, fellowship, socializing. No actual reptiles at the event. It's just going to be about food and community, and just building bonds, networking, having a good time, and like people bringing their families and just having a good time, man. Because like the reptile community is more than reptiles. It's the community.
True. And to be honest, like, I don't know, I don't want to make everything about sales, but like most of us all sell basically the same thing. Okay, we got a little Orange Dream here, a little GHI there, a little whatever there, but it's largely the same thing. So building the community is, I mean, that's really become like the secret weapon, I think. And you do it phenomenally. At this Reptiles on the River, do you guys, I know it's like a day-long thing, but what about like the evening? You guys camp? You there a place to stay locally? People are traveling? What you got going on?
So this year's the first one.
Good
I got
Lord.
I got cabanas rented for the day. Man,
that'll get the. I mean, Keith was pretty solid with the $5, and I'm thankful for it. I was getting there, but I mean, William gets just hit the brakes there. Good God. Okay. Kane wants a little love. I usually I got to have a cause for this, but I tell you what, I've gone ad free and I've made more in super chats than I ever made in ads in the first place. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you guys.
When Adam was talking on one of his episodes about the guy that's on the drive cam and can't touch his phone, that was me. I was complaining to Adam like, man, these ads are 20 minutes long, man, and I can't touch my phone to skip it.
It was Shane, and shout out to another guy named Will that helps me sometimes. He's a great dude locally, breeder. And like within 2 days, you both were like, I love the show, but I can't make it through a damn episode because of these ads. And not to skip ahead to the business part of the show, but it was one of those moments of like, what can I do to put the customer first? I don't know, get rid of these stupid ads that are ruining people's experience. And I did, and boom, here we go. Interestingly, engagement's higher because people aren't turning away, which means YouTube is sharing it more, which means the channel's growing, and then people are throwing money in the tip jar, Great.
Yeah, it's raining money.
I'm down.
William comes in here just throwing all that Anaresia money around, because he's got the cool little tiny pythons, but anyways.
Well, I met William out in Colorado, and I felt bad because I'd seen his name forever. And then as in William Philippek, but then I never tied it to TJW Exotics. And of course I'm standing there like a dum-dum, like working on some content with them. And I'm like, oh, that's just the same person. It's like, okay, nice to meet you in person and connect who you actually are, So anyhow, William, thank you. Very, very generous. Kane, thank you. Keith, thank you very much as well. Appreciate it, guys. So
back to Reptiles on the River.
Reptiles on the River. And you were going to tell us how people stay, or there was some twinkle in your eye when I said, what are we doing for lodging here?
All right. So it's kind of like do your own lodging this year. That's this year. People are coming in like Friday. Some got cabins, some got hotels. There's going to be a dinner at Jamie's house Friday, Reptiles on the River Saturday. It's kind of leaving it open Saturday night. Then VIPs are coming to my house, and I'm making breakfast for them on Sunday. Going to do a clutch cutting, going to ID some babies, then invite some more people over. Just typical community stuff, man.
Good for you, man. That is super cool. I got to admit, like there's 99 texts a day about the river, and I'm not going, so I didn't read them all, but that's a pretty cool lineup. I have to say, like, I didn't realize there was all that going on.
Well, I love to cook, and I got a Blackstone now. So I'm like, dude, I could cook for some people now,
Yeah,
like, let's go.
All right. What are you whipping up on Sunday morning on the flat top out there then?
I'm making it nice and easy. It's going to be potatoes, chorizo, egg, burritos with some, shredded cheese, and bam, I can make a mountain of that. And yeah.
Big props on the chorizo, man. That's a leap of faith in Tennessee, man. People don't know that California style, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, yeah, that's like total California influence from me, but
yeah, that's
they're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. Yeah, the breakfast burrito. You got all right. Let me ask you then. kind of sauce? You going salsa? You going green chilies? What are you putting on there? You got a little something of your own? What do you do? What's your breakfast burrito sauce of choice, or straight Tabasco?
I use Cholula.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I think, Cholula or Tapatio, I'll toggle between either one. But I think I need to get a little bit more variety since there's going to be people here. I'm sure some people might want like actual salsa, chunky stuff, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I like the different literal salsa. I mean, the literal Spanish word for sauce is salsa. I like the different salsas. You go to Denver, you get your green chilies. You go to California, there's a little different taste. My father-in-law, he lives in Tucson. He's a Tapatio guy himself, and he actually travels with it. Like, he keeps his Tapatio with him.
Yeah, man.
So,
I grew up with Tapatio, and then Cholula's kind of like off on the peripheral, but I'll toggle between either one. They're a lot. They're pretty similar. But
yeah. If little insider pro tip, guys, start a little salsa hot sauce debate if you want to get your chats and comments up. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. Watch them come in. Let me just say, let me stir the pot and say green Tabasco is the best, and let's just see where we go from there.
Dude, I agree with you. I don't like red Tabasco. I'll eat green all day long though.
Yeah. Well, and I like the hot green chilies in Denver. Like those Rocky Mountain salsas are pretty solid, man. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, man. I'm more of a green guy. Take out the Tapatio and Cholula, and I'm picking green.
Okay.
9 times out of 10. Like, if there's a salsa bar, I'll be over on the green side.
All right. So now, actually, this is rare. I'm not familiar with Marie Sharps. I consider myself the culinary guy of the industry. I should know that. I'm going to go look into Marie Sharps. Okay. All right. We're going with pace. Okay. All right. Like I say, this is how you get your comments up. Just throw a little hot sauce chum in the water, and you're off, man.
New York City.
That's the old commercial. That's exactly Pace Picante. I remember that was from like 1992, Shane. I remember that's a good throwback right there. Shane, for people that don't know you, what do you do? What's your thing as far as reptiles go? You got a little bit of you got a lot of stuff going on. Give us a little pitch, man.
I'm Shane Kelley, SmallTown Xotics. I wear red shirts and show up on the internet at different places, and that's basically what I do, man.
Yeah, well, and you do that well. What's your what kind of species you working with? Obviously, you're on a python-centric show, but you do a little more than that.
So definitely ball pythons, western hognose snake, and I'm usually messing around with a little bit of something. I did leopard geckos for a couple years with the kids. Those are no longer. This year I bred Mexican black king snakes for my first time. I've actually been kind of talking to William Philippek. I think my next leap over side project, I'm going to get some of the Anaresia, the little like children's or anthill pythons, something like that. Some like wheat belt. I bought the book, the book.
Okay.
Like I bought the book about them, so that's going to be my next thing. So here's my thinking on that. I've done big stuff years and years and years ago, like 20 years ago. I think smaller is better. So I'm just like, ball pythons will be my biggest, and I'm going to just do other stuff that's smaller on the side from that.
I truly think for like a viable business, the pet component has to be in there. And the reality is like a retic is just not most people's pet. It's just not going to be feasible. I often thought the same thing about guitars. I was always disappointed when I was growing up, Gibson's most affordable guitar was still like $1,500 off the rack. No kid has. How's rock and roll going to continue if Gibson's going to charge you $1,500 to get in the door? Same thing with the snakes. If you got to have a basement room to own a snake, that's not going to cut it. You got to get the pet stuff in there. You got to make it feasible, I think.
Yeah, man. So I do have some boas, but I have the smaller ones, Sonorans, Central Americans. I'll be breeding those for the first time in 26. So I'm always dabbling in other stuff. Social media wise, you'll mainly see ball pythons and then hognose during the hognose season, which it's hognose season right now. I have my clutches are eaten, and I'll be posting them up, momentarily. Couple more weeks.
Okay. I'm not a hognose guy. Did they like mom eat them? Did she leave them alone? Are they eating each other? What's going on there?
No, they're all separated, and you got to get them like 10 to 12 meals before you can send them on their merry way. So there's a whole group of them that are halfway there right now. So.
Oh, wow. So is it because they're smaller meals? Like ball pythons, you get 5 in them. You're cruising once they get 5 kind of deal.
I don't know, man. That's just like the standard operating procedure. You want like 10 to 12 unscented, because sometimes you have to scent them to get them started. That's a whole nother can of worms, but it could be like sardines, pink salmon, just like the juice from it.
Right.
And you're using day old pinkies. But, you don't start the count till after they're on unscented. I don't scent too much. So I do have a couple I'm scenting right now. Yeah, whatever. But most of mine usually just start. That's a whole nother can of worms.
Well, let me ask you, what's the I know this is a whole venture into a whole different topic of, where I just turned myself into a dartboard. What's the value proposition of hognoses, man? Everything I hear about them is, they eat each other. Moms will eat the eggs. You got to, you got to put them to sleep in the wintertime if you want them to wake up and breed later. And now you got to scent them with tuna and this or that. And then they need 12 meals after they're scented. I mean, there's like 18 pinkies before you could sell these things.
Yeah, those pinkies cost like 2 cents.
I know, but it's a pain and it's time. It's just focus and headache and tracking it.
One of the things you counted as a negative is actually a positive. Like brumation season, you're on vacation.
That's
brumation
true.
Vacation.
Fair enough. That's true. Okay. And
so there's that. But dude, they are so compact and small. Like if you're looking at it from a breeder angle, you could fit a bunch of them in like a fraction of the space. Like it would take to house that many ball pythons. But they got cool personalities and they got a lot of morphs, and there's line breeding polygenics. So it adds a whole nother layer of artistic flair.
That's true. Okay. And what temperature do you brumate them at? Like how chilly do you get them?
50s.
So I had this crazy idea, and I've had this saga of this car wash that I've bought. So the reptile facility, plenty warm, 78 year round and sunny, no problem. But my boiler room, which is right next door, in the wintertime stays a pretty consistent 52. And I was thinking I could get into another species, cart them right over into the next room over, park them in there for 4 months and, see what happens. Maybe that is the way to go.
Okay. I am totally on board with that. So I think I'm one of I don't know anyone else. I don't have a refrigerator. I don't do the refrigerator. Most people do like a wine cooler.
Yeah. What do? Put them under the porch? What are you doing with these things?
So in California, I put them outside in the shed. I lived in the desert. So it would get down in the teens at night.
Yeah, right.
And then up to the 50s and 60s in the day during winter. So they had a natural swing. And then here I have a knee-high wall closet that's not hooked into the central, HVAC. And it stays pretty chilly in there. So in the winter, it gets down into like low 50s and maybe high 50s. Stays pretty consistent. And I just put them in there. And there's no light in there either. So that the light cycle's gone and it just puts them down.
Can you imagine the horror film that this must be to like PETA? They're like, these people are just shoving them in crawl spaces for 4.
So,
okay.
So, I mean, so when I did it in California, I was like really nervous because that was my first time brumating them, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it gets pretty cold. But then I was like, dude, out in the wild, like their range is like all the way through Texas, all the way up into Minnesota and part of Canada.
We got them here. They can handle some cold, man.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, let's just do it. Let's just put them out in the shed. And like I said, it get down in the mid-teens and then raise back up in the day, and they were fine. I'd go out there and check on them. Their tongue's like, they flick their tongue. It's just like slow motion.
Yeah. Okay, we'll leave that one alone. Yeah. And then, all right. And then let's wrap this up. How long do you do that for? How long you get on this brumation vacation?
I do 2 months, but you could do 3 months, 2 to 3 months. And then that's the same time I have my boas off a feed and I'm kind of cooling them too. So like I choose my species that like fit what I do. So,
yeah, I like doing the same thing over and over. I need something to fit. I think I need something that fits right in what I already have. Keep the same routine.
Retirement plan though. What if?
Uh-huh. Oh,
if I had
I like this idea. Go ahead.
Boas and hognose that were like brumating and not eating, however you want to look at it, the entire winter, and I'm off for the whole winter during my retirement years.
Yeah. All right. Just saying. This is a completely true story. Here in Minnesota, the summers are glorious, except for the 98-degree days that we had this weekend. But we took our son up to summer camp, and on the way home, Kelley and I are talking, and we're like, once Charlie's out of the house and, another 10, 15 years down the line, when we're winding up, maybe I'm consulting a little bit from remotely, whatever, firing off some emails. I was like, we should sell the house, get a cabin on the lake. And then Minnesota has this incredible phenomenon. There's these downtown condos, and all the downtown buildings are connected by these skyways. You don't even have to step foot outside. Like you could stroll around all winter in shorts. And I was like, well, it'd have to be less snakes or none, and less dogs or just one maybe. And she was like, yeah, but yeah, I could keep the snakes at the cabin, let them brumate while I'm chilling in the city for the winter time. And then poof, we all show back up, wake up like it's springtime. And you say I could go for 4 months brumating, or that's too long?
I don't know, man. Maybe 2 to 3 is what I was told. I'm definitely not the expert, but I mean, you could try it.
I'd have to think Mother Nature brumates them for 4 months up here.
Yeah, the ones that are further up north. So, I mean, they brumate longer. So my first like hognose mentor, they were from somewhere up there kind of by you. Actually, they were close to Garrick DeMeyer. And I asked them about brumating.
Yeah.
And they were a young couple. This was before they had kids. They just turned the heat off in their house. He sent me pictures because they had like a room or whatever. And like they had various hognose rooms or whatever.
Right.
And he sent me a picture of the temp. Their whole house was at 50. They just brumated the whole house. And he said they had a space heater in their bedroom.
That's when I was growing up.
That's hardcore, man.
No, it is. When I was growing up in Maine, we had some people in our town that, I mean, in retrospect, I think they were I just think they were poor. I'm not saying that about your friends or the people that you know, but yeah, they would be like, I would be like, your house is freezing. And they're like, oh, we have a little heater for when we sleep and we could put one under the dinner table. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just keep my coat on. That sounds nice.
Turn them into hognose breeders.
Yeah. You guys want to be able to afford heat? Let me show you the wonderful world of selling snakes. Okay. Well, cool. And then tell people a little bit about your Patreon. It's a great community. You gotta brag a little bit.
Oh man, I suck at bragging about the Patreon. So I have a Patreon.
Or complain about it if you want. I mean, I know you always complain about it to me,
It's a great place to be. The sales pitch, I guess. All right. So whatever you're paying a month at whatever level, that's all redeemable in Reptiles. So let's get that out of the way. Beyond that, man, it's about the community and hanging out with a bunch of like-minded people, and everyone's helping each other out, pooling the collective knowledge. We have fun events like Reptiles on the River. If we're all at a show, we go out and have a dinner. I'm actually doing a raffle for Southeast within the Patreon. So the winner of that will get their room paid and a vendor badge. So they'll have all access like they're with me and all cool. That. So just like fun, cool stuff going on. And then people sell and trade and do all that stuff amongst themselves in there. And it's just a closed community of cool people.
It is cool.
So something that is different than in mine. I don't know how different it is, but like, of course, there's the ball python people, but there is some hognose people in there too. So if you're a dualist like me, that might be cool for you,
There you go. Or if you want to learn how to brumate in the winter for your retirement plans up north. That works too.
Yeah.
There we go. I like it. I'm a little bit fascinated by it. I might have to try like a little like 1.3 project or something like that. What about
you already made a mistake. You're thinking like a ball python. No, you need the same ratio of males to females. So you need a 1-to-1.
Just a 1-to-1. That's it. Okay. Well,
some of them will tell you need a 2.1.
I was just about to say, you need a backup in case they get hungry, right?
Yeah, some males just don't want to work and stuff too. So you can't. It's just, oh man, that's a whole nother. We could go down rabbit holes with that.
Yeah, we don't have to do the whole show here of this, but okay. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna get done with this initial project first before I decide to take on another species. I think we'll just we'll revisit that in 2026. We'll see how things are going. The
hognose segues into your topic though that you have picked out. I could tell you that.
Okay.
So I've learned over the years, and I kind of mentioned it earlier. I don't post pictures of hognose until they're ready, because when I post them on Instagram and they go to Facebook, I instantly have messages like, which one's available, la, la, la. So like I'll post pictures like when they're hatching, make some cute little reels just to build a little bit of hype. But even that, like people are like knocking on the door basically like, hey, what's for sale? And where's your list and all that? And so I just learned not to post them until they're actually ready to be shipped.
Gotcha. Well, that's a nice upside because, I mean, the ball pythons, you got to we're trying to sell these things before they're even out of the eggs. Like, get excited, guys. This is coming. We have no idea. We don't know what's going to
Here's the pairing. Here's the eggs.
Right,
Be ready in 55 days.
Yeah, could be. No, I just posted a picture of a prelay shed talking about the pairing the other day. Be ready in 4 months, guys.
Yeah, and that's something to do with marketing there. So with the ball pythons, I have to stay more on top of it. I'm constantly putting ball python stuff out there, just to stay in the ball python community's eyes.
Right, and the conversation.
With the hognose, you got to sandbag till they're ready, because those people are just ready to pull the trigger.
I do have to say, like at the shows, so Snake Discovery is based here in Minneapolis, and I vend at their shows. Even at their shows, there's only, I don't know, one. A lot of times they're the only ones with hognoses, and they only bring like the ones that they're adopting or whatever out. So there might only be like literally 3 or 5 hognoses in the whole show. And there are times where I'm like, I don't want to just chase things, but I'm not here to die on like a hill of I'd like to pay some bills, but I don't want to go run restaurants anymore. How about that? And so maybe I should think about some hognoses in the land of Snake Discovery.
I'm going to tell you, once you go hognose, you won't go back.
I don't know, man. I really like my ball pythons. Melinda, I never heard back from you, but I did ship your girl out there. So she's on her way to tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. there. She's going to be there for you. I actually was going to call you and I forgot. I'm really glad that you messaged me here. Melinda's got I'm not going to ruin any surprises. She might have to keep a low profile too, but she's got a sweet animal coming on the way is what I'll tell you. So, why do you say you never? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't get this attraction. Why would I not go back? You like taking walks in the park, having chats with these things? What are you doing?
No, they're similar enough to ball pythons, temperature, humidity requirements. Like they can live in a ball python room. So there's that.
That's good.
They take up less room. They have plenty of morphs to play around with for your genetic,
sure, yeah,
stuff. But they're diurnal, they're active, they all got like their own personality. They're just fun. They're fun.
Okay.
Ball pythons are ball pythons.
Yeah,
hognose are very active, and like they'll come up to the tub and like look out the side, they'll side eye you, and then they come out and act like a cobra and do all this stuff, and you're like, oh, look at you.
All right. Well, I just got Lucy for that. That's my not my rat terrier, my Jack Russell Terrier. That dog has some personality, man. She's got my attention right now for sure.
Oh yeah. I should be interviewing with her. I like her.
Actually, I was thinking of taking a week or two. I was like, I need a summer sabbatical, man. Who I could have somebody guest host. Yeah, just have Lucy just staring at make faces into the camera. All right, let's get serious for a minute. So you and I have talked a lot behind the scenes, personal conversations. We've talked publicly, or at least semi-publicly, in our Patreons about it. I'll speak for myself. You could speak for yourself. I think a diversified set of platforms and only increases opportunity. It allows us to target certain buyers where sort of fish where the fish are. So a pet market is one place, a breeder market is another place. And then for myself, I really like the idea of controlling my own narrative, i.e. my own website. I could present myself however I want. And I don't have to worry about another platform's guidelines. I don't have to worry about another platform's anything. I can hold my own standard, set my own standard. And we've really kind of pushed each other and challenged each other on succeeding that way. And that was our thought for tonight. So maybe catch us up on where you're at in this.
So, well, as the title said, I no longer have a subscription to MorphMarket. That ended like the 1st of May. I have not noticed one bit of difference in sales. I wasn't really getting sales there anyways, because for 2 years, I've been driving my own traffic to a Husbandry Pro storefront.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like when people say, hey, what's available? I send them that link, and they're stuck on me though too, so it's not like they can just toggle off to another breeder or we're all ADHD at this point in life,
Yeah, I don't want people looking at other people's snakes while I'm trying to sell them a snake. I've worked too hard to get their attention. I want to keep them in one place. So, and for the record, you weren't kicked off on MorphMarket. There's not that drama. There's none of that. This is your own choice. And it's been well covered in other locations. I'm not here for. We've done that. We don't need to regurgitate stuff. We need to figure out how to make some money, right?
No drama. Save that for your mama.
That's right. Well, and plus, if it was new, maybe, but it's already played out. It's not exciting. No. If I'm gonna do drama, I want fresh. I want the hot take. I want to break the news. So
let me circle back. Okay, so I have a little tie-in before I forget, because I'm ADHD as well.
Uh-huh.
So the Husbandry Pro storefront page, you have a public incubator up there. All right, so I didn't know if anyone ever paid attention to that. Hognose person messaged me, hey, this clutch hatched. When are they going to be available? And I'm like, I didn't even know anybody watched that.
Yeah.
So that's a cool perk of other platforms. You have other stuff like that. So like I have all my stuff listed publicly. You can see what the pairings were, how many eggs, when they're going to hatch, and all that. So this lady was looking at it's a Yeti clutch that I have. Doesn't matter what it is, but she wanted to know. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I just thought that was cool, so even though you might not know, you might not see it all the time, that like all of your, I don't even know what you call them. Everywhere where you're fishing, you might not see that you're getting a bite, but you actually are. So just keep doing what you're doing and diversify. So I use like Instagram, Facebook, sort of Facebook, YouTube, and then I'm just everywhere. So
yeah, I'm furiously writing down, because I want to make like a list, because I don't know about you, I get asked all the time, things, and again, it's not about MorphMarket, but it's the most popular place, so everything gets judged against MorphMarket. I get all the time, things aren't selling, I'm not making any money, and I ask people, well, what are you doing different? And they're like, well, I updated my MorphMarket. And I'm like, there's a massive world outside of that, and we limit ourselves when it's only one. Again, it's not about MorphMarket, but if we only look in one place, there's all the world outside of it. So I got your HP, your Husbandry Pro page, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm put down Patreon, your own website, in-person expos.
Yep. And I'm also on Palm Street. I haven't done an auction,
right,
but I do have the little storefront feature there.
I just followed you this week on there. Matter of fact.
Damn, it's about time.
I know it isn't it? Like of all the people I could have, I could.
So Patreon has been great. And I know there's going to be a naysayer in the audience that's like, well, not everyone can have a Patreon. This is true. But guess what? Like before I had my own Patreon, I was in other Patreons, and there was plenty of wheeling and dealing going on amongst the fellow patrons in those Patreons. I
gotta jump up on a soapbox real quick, whether it's mine, whether it's yours, whether it's anybody's. I think for that $5 to $7 to $10 a month, which is the average like entry level tier into Patreons, it's literally the best investment somebody could make in this market. We hear about people, how do I get my name out there? How do I meet people? How do I get invited to breeder dinners? How do I go to Reptiles on the River? How do how do you just get to call so-and-so? Join their Patreon. It's less than a coffee at Starbucks, or I don't know what it used to be, a pack of smokes. I don't know what they go for anymore, but it's less than that. I think, like, whatever, like, go do it. And like you say, even if the host or the moderator or whoever it is isn't there, or isn't even your biggest cup of tea, you got their whole audience to interact with on a really closed environment, man. I really think I regret that I didn't join one earlier, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, there's a bunch of bonds and networking that happens within the various Patreons. And, like Adam said, just join at the entry level, and you could kind of bounce around and try different ones out. You'll definitely find the one you click with better, and just hang out there, man. You'll have access to a bunch of stuff that's behind closed doors. It is a gated community, whether you take that as a bad thing or not, but it's a closed doors, private situation where information is shared more candidly and deals are being done.
Yeah. And I would even go so far as to say most of the good stuff, it might not be Patreons, but the good stuff is all being dealt in these sub communities and sub, maybe cliques is usually used in a negative way, but these groups. So the stuff that does make it to MorphMarket, or that does trickle down into the general population for sale, it's already been skimmed by the breeders network. You know what I mean? And right. So the faster somebody can get into their own network, they're going to get access to better stuff too. And then you get the buddy deals and all of that,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because the deals I see happening, it's usually the buddy deal. You know, like, oh, well, this is like market, whatever. You're in the Patreon, this discount, whatever it may be.
Yeah. And they go, it benefits both people. The buyer's getting a buddy deal. The seller is moving it quickly. The seller then knows what the other people are working, and they stay in touch. Oh, you bought this one last year. I bet you're going to like, wait till you see what I make this year. Who's the first person you call? The hot lead that bought the project last year.
Or it could go back the other way. They make something really cool in that project. And you're true. Like, oh, I need that one, and bam, right back at you,
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I was.
There's one more thing I wanted to forget before I forget. So I post to Instagram, which Otto does it to Facebook.
Right.
I'm not too big on my SmallTown Xotics Facebook page. But I did a story for a leopard shrapnel clown, few grand. It hit Facebook on the story. It sold over there. Person messaged me privately. I want it. Bam. Just like that easy. No questions asked, no haggling. So, I mean, if you're building a brand, I build mine on like just being me, transparent, honest. I shoot from the hip, speak from the heart. I don't know how that translates to it, but people trust me and they spend money with me. So there's like also this whole brand building behind your marketing, but do it, man. Do it.
I think it's fantastic. I've like some of the realizations I've come to are, you mentioned it a little bit earlier. That might have only been one person that was watching your incubator. But if that one person turns into a buyer, it's probably several $100 that lands in your lap, if not many times over. And I think we forget the scope of how big the world is out there. And it only takes one set of eyes. It just takes the right set of eyes. And the more places that I think you use the analogy of fishing, or maybe I did, but the more places that you cast those lines where buyers are, the more opportunity you're going to have. And people don't realize when people are connecting. I'm going to use Aurora Exotics as an example. I don't think, my apologies, I don't think we've interacted much or at all before, but Aurora Exotics mentioned, thanks for the follow there too. So they saw me on Palm Street, and now they're here watching the show. There's engagement. They're learning about me. They're learning about Shane. We're putting ourselves out there, introducing ourselves, and people get to learn about our brand. And I don't know how that all transpired, but that's how I envision that having transpired.
So I know Aurora Exotics. Her name's Dana.
Okay.
She does a lot of boas.
Okay.
I met her in Brian Cusco's Patreon.
Oh, nice.
2019
look how we teed that up. Yeah. Nice work. Okay.
Bam.
Boom.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Case in point right there. So, all right. What platform are you, is there like a preferred one? Is there one that you're excited about, or do you try and keep it even? Do you keep all those plates spinning? What's your focus? What's your bread and butter routine these days?
My bread and butter is definitely Instagram, but
I'm sorry to interrupt. You're in Duluth? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, this is cool. We Dana, we gotta connect some Minnesota stuff at some point. This is cool. I didn't know you were in Duluth. Okay, sorry, Shane. I talk to you all the time. I never talk to Dana. I don't know.
So Instagram's definitely my bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
I love Instagram, but I also have my own website, but I have a Husbandry Pro herp hosting website being built. Should be done by the end of this week or next week, where it's all tied into my Husbandry Pro. It'll be a lot better. I'll have blogs on there. It'll have my YouTube channel, Reptiles Unplugged, which is the podcast I do with Beach Bum Adam. So I'm on YouTube there as well. I think it's just all about staying in the public's eye, however you choose to do it, and just building a brand and being honest. And like pricing though too, like price it fair, man. Mm-hmm. You know, I rarely go on MorphMarket, but when I still see people that I'm like, what, man, that's like COVID pricing. Like, what is going on there, man? Like,
but what about the opposite could be true too? Like there's COVID pricing, and then there's shoot ourselves in the foot pricing, which drives me nuts too. And look, the market's the market. Get what you want to take, get what it's worth to you. I had this conversation with Kane today, as a matter of fact. I think somebody had something way overpriced, but I'm rooting for him to get it, not because I want somebody to get taken advantage of, or I don't think something's worth the time. If it's worth it to that person for the time they put in to make it, and it is a unique animal, that's your call. Ask what you want for it. But then there's the lower end flip side, which was sort of a little bit of I wouldn't call it a rant, but at the beginning, yeah, I'm starting the bids at $20 on Palm Street on this Sunday's auction, but don't call me on Monday and go, that didn't sell, I'll give you $20 for it, because that ain't the point. The point is to get the eyes there and to get people activated and bidding.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely a race to the bottom when there's a group of people, and then you have the people trying to hold the project. I don't know, man. I just like doing my own thing in my own little sphere, and you're right. Instagram and smalltownexotics.com. Those two places.
Well, I've had this conversation a lot. So I have some pretty good friends that are working a specific gene, and in my opinion, I think they're a little cartelish about the pricing on it. And I don't even know if it's legal, but hey, fine. It's one of the beauty of our industries is how unregulated the commerce part of it is as far as pricing goes. No problem. Fine. I've come to the realization I can't change the market. I can't change other people's actions. All I can do is try and explain why I do what I do and what I believe in. And my pricing does reflect the work that I put in and the value that I think that the animal has. And then to your point, I think there's some realistic things where you just have to say, the fact is, if it's a proven breeder male and I've already made my money on it, is it still worth anything to me? Do I need to hold it? Like, do I have this philosophical thing in my mind, or is it, dude, you've already made it. Like, who wants it the most? Let's find out what it's worth and out it goes. Cause you got nothing to, like, that guy has paid his rent. He's good. He's out,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. He put in some work. It's time for him to go on to greener pastures.
Yeah. Right. Well, and he's going to do good work for somebody else. And it's a cool snake.
Right.
It's a cool project. So it's okay. So I try and balance all of that. And it's hard with pricing because it's certainly subjective. There's no like stock market where we go look and go, well, here's the earnings and, the price per earnings. And, there's none of those valuation equations in ball pythons for sure.
No, there's no Kelley Blue Book or anything like that. I mean, when the market was more stable, you used to be able to go on MorphMarket and kind of gauge stuff. But with the auctions going and stuff, you don't really know. And man, I don't know. I price things fair. In my opinion, what's fair. Some stuff might be priced expensive, but that's because like I might want to hold that back.
That's right. It's a value to you. It's hey, if you want it, this is the price to take it away from me. Maybe somebody else has a lower price to take it away from them.
That leopard shrapnel clown that I sold, the lady who contacted me for that, I was like, look, this is the price. I suggest you buy the one without leopard for half the price. She wanted the one with leopard. I'm like, I'm trying to be a bad salesman here and talk you into the, but she was bound and determined. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm keeping the one without leopard. So I'm pulling him off the market and this guy's going bye-bye. So
there you go. And one of my strong beliefs is there's no shame in taking the money and taking the profit. Don't look back. Don't look at what, oh man, I could have gotten more tomorrow. In that moment, you made your money and it's good, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Adam at Beach Bum Exotics for the mid-90s baseball pricing throwback. That was my jam, man. Being at the grocery store at like the 5th or 6th day of the month when the new Beckett came out, so I could check the new prices, man. That was and the stores would get it quicker than the individual subscribers in the mail. So you could go to the store and get it a day or two earlier from get your Beckett. Yeah, I know about that. I remember those days. That's not still a thing, is it? There's not Beckett. You know what I'm talking about, Shane? You know what Beckett is? No? It's a baseball card price.
I didn't do baseball cards, but I did music cards for a while, and I still got my whole stack of them.
You? I didn't even know about those.
Yeah, I had Eric Clapton, Black Sabbath. Like, I had them all, man. Like, I had them all.
Yeah. All right. All right. So speaking of some business stuff, how about, because we're down to 22 minutes. I got to pay some bills, keep the lights on, keep some people happy, promo some people. And by the way, audience, don't you switch away because you've been ad free this whole time because of the kindness of these subscribers or these sponsors that are in our industry, taking care of our industry. So check out REDLINE shipping. If you haven't already, you should. I can tell you the prices are competitive. The service is unparalleled. I won't bore you too much, but a really quick story. I switched to labels inadvertently because I'm too busy in my life and I lost my focus, and I shipped animals that should have gone to Wisconsin to Texas and vice versa. And thank God there was a phone number and people who gave a damn on the end of the line to get things straightened out for me. And that right there is worth any slight price difference for the service. It costs money to have great people and a great team, and Redline has that. Use the promo code PROPER5, get yourself $5 off of your next shipping label. Shedtesting.com is Charlie. Speaking of great service, it's Charlie Williams. I got a couple Charlies in my life. Charlie Williams at shedtesting.com. He has figured out, not just figured out, he has mastered, and in my opinion, he's winning. And there's a reason it's him. He's the driving force. He's the service. He's the person that is researching the new tests, creating the new tests, and again, supporting our community. Genetic testing for around 40 ball python genes. The newest ones released that are live. Lace, Monarch, Hurricane, and Monsoon are all live right now. So you could go get your tests for those. behind that, there's another 36 or so ball python tests available. VPI, Xanthic, Wookie, Sunset, Clown, Puzzle, Ultramel, Zebra, and the whole yellow belly complex if you need to sort out any of that stuff. If you go to shedtesting.com and use the promo code PROPER15, you'll get 15% off of one complete order. You can order as many individual tests as you want in an order. So get a little stockpile together, go over there, type in PROPER15, and get your tests done. This Sunday on Palm Street, I'll be auctioning off 15 snakes starting at $20 bids. And that show is sponsored by Charlie. We're going to give away shed tests throughout the show. So come by Palm Street and check it out. Get your wallet populated so you can bid and check out some cool snakes and get you some shed tests on the weekend. Reagan, Renee, Royal Pythons. That's Charlie Ryan, the defending undefeated. Oh, 2 15 Minutes of Lame champions in the house tonight. I did not know about that. I forgot about that. So we got Shane and Charlie in the house. Charlie's working Kryptons, DG, G-Stripe, Candy, Pied, and Clowns in single, double, triple ingredients. And go check him out. One of the most insightful guys and analytical guys in the industry. He's doing beautiful stuff. His content is fantastic. And he's one of the few people that I've handed off the microphone to this show to guest host when I've been out before. So huge thanks to Charlie at Reagan, Renee, Royal Pythons. Go check him out. Danny and Renee Rocha are Portuguese pythons. They're out in Chino, California, and they are cooking up some banging doubles and triples themselves. Go check out their episode from a couple weeks ago when they were on Tuesday night. I love their Ultramel project stuff. All of my Ultramel Pied stuff is from them. I'll have 3 clutches of Ultramel Pied combos this year with a lot of dark genes in it, in those mixes from them. Their dark genes into Ultramel stuff is phenomenal. They're working Ultramel into Puzzle, Clown, Pied, and they also have Ultramel in Ghost and True Ghost projects as well. They're also working on Sunset Hypo combos, and then again dark genes like Blackhead, Het Red Xanthic, GHI. You get the idea. And they do have Ultramel puzzle stuff as well. It's primo stuff. Go check out MorphMarket. Ball Labs is Trevor in Aurora, Colorado. Trevor likes to work any gene he can get his hands on, some forgotten classics, but he also is working high-end stuff like Puzzle, Ultramel Clown, VPI Xanthic, Tri-Stripe, Monsoon, Zebra, and Sunset. Trevor's a great dude to do business with. I always get to spend some time with him when I'm out there in Castle Rock in Colorado for the AARPE shows. And he's a genuine, down-to-earth, good dude that supports our community. He's also doing things the right way. He is a licensed, inspected rodent breeder in Colorado, which technically to breed and sell rodents, you should be licensed and inspected to do it legally. He does it legally. He participates in the system and tries to fix it from within. And he does the same thing with his ball pythons. Last but not least is Chris at B and S Reptilia, the original advertising partner of Proper Royals. And here we are all those years still working together, all those years later, still working together. Chris is my vending partner at Tinley in October. Just talked to him last night, actually. He will be there in October with me. We'll be vending again at Tinley together. He's Reptilia because he specializes in ball pythons, blood pythons, locality boas, colubrids of all shapes and sizes, Pituophis, if you know what that means. And he's also super knowledgeable on where you can own what and what permits or paperwork you need to be able to own stuff. He'll take care of you that way. And I guess it's probably not too early to start promoting. At Tinley, he'll have the bull and the pine snakes and the proper permits to have those. He's also the regional distributor of the chipper cocoa. If you need cocoa, go check him out for that. And if you want to sell the chipper in your region, go talk to him for that. Thank you all. Thank you, audience. Thank you for those sponsors. Go check them out. Again, they're bringing this program into ad-free, and they keep the lights on here. Boom. How about that? Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. So we've been talking, Shane, diversified platforms. Talk about, you mentioned it, you teased it a little bit, coming soon. Tell us about this website and what goes into it and what your goals are for it. You got a bunch of outlets. You're like, what do you need another one for? Why is the website special to you?
Because it's all encompassing. So you will now be able to go there It'll have all my YouTube, both YouTube channels, mine, Reptiles Unplugged. It'll have links to the Patreon too. So if you land there, it'll have blogs teaching you about how to breed ball pythons, all of that kind of cool stuff too. And most importantly, it's integrated with Husbandry Pro. So it makes it easier for me. So when I'm listing stuff for sale, it just auto populates over there. And as I sell it, bam, whatever. So I use Husbandry Pro when I go to shows for my labels, all that stuff. So it just makes it easier for me. I'm not, oh, what's on my website? Oh, what's on this one? What's on that one?
Right.
Bam, it's there. I only have to do it in one spot. I like ease, convenience, and efficiency. So this like really tickles, it really like blows my skirt up, whatever the saying is, you know?
Right. It is refreshing when you have your skirt blown up for sure. Kane,
Yeah, very,
very. Yeah, I appreciate it, Kane. We'll catch up soon. I'm with you. So you and I, we talked a lot and batted around a lot of ideas. So having that Husbandry Pro tie-in, or look, it doesn't have to be Husbandry Pro, but they do it very well, in my opinion. But the idea that you can update it in one place and it will trickle down or tie in all of the, and it doesn't even have to be reptile related. Dave took care of embedding our YouTube channels or our Facebook posts or blogs or things like that. So like you say, it's kind of that all-encompassing world right there. And if you can get people in that world, then there's not the distractions of the other sellers that even on Instagram or Facebook. We love looking at Instagram, but we really love looking at what else is on Instagram.
Yeah, and the website has like a little bit about my backstory, all that stuff too, man. So, I mean, it's a good place. It'll have my merch. You know, people ask me like, oh, where can I buy a shirt? SmallTownXotics.com. Boom, there you go. It's all
Nice.
there. So yeah.
When will that be?
And it has the incubator and all that.
I was just going to ask. I wanted to like, all right. So you've seen my website and that rolled out. What were like some of your like hacks or aha moments, or you're like, I'm going to do this different here. What were anything?
My aha thing was, I liked how like on your list of genes, it just has the list of what you have available.
Oh yeah. And you can
like,
filter by that.
Nobody needs to scroll like through I don't know, 300 or whatever it is we have him.
And like, hope that you have it. Yeah, you don't need
let's
that.
click that box. Oh, he doesn't have it. Let's start scrolling again, you know?
Right. We had a conversation one time. You said, man, I think I'm going to do it. I just thought of this. And I joked with you. I was like, no, I'm going to get it active tomorrow morning on mine already. And I forgot. I loved the idea though.
Mine will have shipping integrated in. So like if a customer's going to check out, it'll have the shipping through REDLINE integrated in. I could set the parameters. So like over 500, I'm paying the shipping, over 1,000, whatever it is I choose to do. But like somebody that's buying $150 pet, I don't have to like do a side transaction with them for the shipping. It'll be right there on their checkout. Like, oh, shipping to your zip code is whatever.
Yeah.
$40, whatever it is.
Yep.
So that'll be the integration. I'm supposed to be the guinea pig, but I think Adam's trying to like backdoor me and get it on his side first. But
me, Adam, or the other?
Yeah.
You have a lot of Adam.
Yeah,
I'm not. I give you my word. That is not. I gotta get all these snakes moved into a car wash, man. I'm too busy for that kind of shenanigans.
Right. So that. Man, I'll love that. Like you buy the animal and like I get emailed the label and bam.
Yeah, it's just super efficient. I found that I don't it's a little bit nuanced. I sell very little like orders processed through my website, but I get a ton of people that go look at the website, or when I'm vending, I can't show you the computer because actually I can, I have a camera, but I'll bring my laptop and have my website up on my laptop at the show. And if people ask me questions like, how do I take care of a ball python? I'm like, oh, well, if you click right here, you're going to have your care sheet. I'm here to help you. This is me in person. This is me on my website. And it's brought like this level of authenticity or trustworthiness that it just is a differentiating factor. And I've found that to be incredibly useful, especially when the weird conversation comes of like, well, how do we pay you? And I'm like, well, you send it on Venmo or PayPal or whatever, and then I'm going to ship it to you. And they're like, you're going to mail a snake? And I'm like, no. This is legit. Go check out this website. You can order it through the website. If you don't want to Venmo it to me, do it through the payment processing portal. That's totally cool too. And it's really, really, really helped with sales.
Well, and I like, it's more branding though too. Like yours was inspired by Gibson. I think. Mine's inspired by Roadrunner Records, and it's red. Like the whole website's all red, and like things pop up as you scroll, and I'm like, yes, that's me right there. Like, I love it.
Well, and not to turn this into like a huge, like, which I love working with Husbandry Pro, and I'm proud and thankful for their support, but it was a great experience because I don't know about you, but when Robert and the team said, well, what ideas do you have for your website? I'm like, I don't know. Snakes and stuff. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. What are you talking about? And he was like, look, I want you to go, I don't care what the website's for. I want you to go find websites that you like the look of and you like how they're displayed, and just send us links. Don't even explain it. Just tell us what you like. And so to your point, I look at guitar websites a lot. So Gibson Guitars was one of the websites. Chicago Music Exchange has one of my favorite. Like, it looks great. It's organized nicely, and then we started getting somewhere. So it was a really good exercise that they kind of walked us through along the way too.
Yeah, mine was similar. I was like, I like the theme of Roadrunner Records, but I think it was like Shrapnel Records or something, like had the, like when, as you're scrolling down, stuff's like pulling up from the bottom and stuff. And I'm like, I like that from this website.
Right.
The look of this one, let's like get something going like that, like let's put these in a blender and my logo all over. And, so it's been a great experience so far.
Nice, man. And when does that go live that you know of?
Supposed to be definitely by the end of the month. So this week, next week.
You got like 7 days. Okay. Let's go all the way to the other end of the spectrum. It's great that you and I have been at this for years, and we're having a little success, and we have the opportunity to make a website. What about somebody that's starting out going, I want to diversify where I sell, and a website just ain't in the cards. And, I've got 14 hatchlings this year and I want to get my name and my brand out there. What would you recommend that person does outside of trying very different? Like, a person in that position would have a very difficult time standing out in a massive marketplace, especially with all the distractions of other sellers around them. So what do you think of, what would you recommend to that person?
Get your Instagram going and be in all of these live chats. Be commenting over there, getting your logo.
We didn't talk about that. Get
your logo in all of these live chats, and then you start building bonds and networking over there. Like, that's critical, man. If you're trying to like get your name out there, you need to be in live chats on Instagram lives. You need to be commenting on other people's posts on Instagram. Then that's going to pop up. They're going to be seeing your logo. All right, I know this guy, blah, 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 whatever. And that's how you start. And then you start posting your animals on Instagram as you produce them. And man, it's a grind. But if you want to be successful, there's going to be some sacrifice. I don't want to be on a soapbox, but like, it doesn't just fall out of the sky. I didn't get my brand to where it's at, and you didn't get your brand to where it's at by just like twiddling our thumbs, so there's a lot of effort there. But live chats is a good one.
Yeah. He was my boss, but he's since been a mentor and really a genuine friend. When I first started, I worked in restaurants and Ruby Tuesday, and then I went to the PGA Tour, and I was a fish out of water because Ruby Tuesday ain't exactly fine dining. And he says, you got to learn about wine. And I said, well, okay. And he said, I'm serious. He said, really, it's kind of a lifestyle. You're going to You need to think about it at every meal. You need to think about what would work together, what wouldn't, and you need to focus on what you're tasting and not focus on what you're drinking. Is two different things. It's studying. And I was like, this guy is insane. Turns out that's exactly right. That's what separates the people that can get somewhere. And I'm not saying it has to be a full-time job or a full-time lifestyle, but just to your point, the work that you put in is what people are going to get out of it. And that stuff pays off. And so one really tangible thing that I think helps, I see a lot of people that ask me how to get their Instagram going. First post, just post. Don't worry about if it sucks or not. You're going to find, it's going to tell you what people like. I posted a picture of a buddy's two-headed ball python. Craziest thing I've ever seen the other day. I posted that on one of my channels that has 145,000 followers. Then I posted a reel of me in slow motion flipping frozen rodents on a table. That got twice as many views as the two-headed snake. Okay, I guess I'm going to listen to what it tells me, and I'm going to put up more frozen rodent content. Like, it'll tell you what works. But the other thing, and this is really one of the points, that you don't have to make the most amazing content and this works the best when you're brand new. Instagram and social media is about being social and interacting. Go like, go follow, and go comment, and go interact with other people. Don't even make it about yourself. Post consistently and go interact with other people. Your channel you will make incredible waves. I see people with, 900 followers, but they're only following 42 people. And they're like, how come it's not growing? And I'm like, because you're not participating. You got to get into the community, and it's going to grow your channel, but then your brand's going to grow. All the good stuff that comes from being in a community comes when you get in the community.
Yeah. Don't go look at someone that has like 1.2 million followers and they follow 2 people and think that's how you need to model after. No.
It's not going to work that way. Yeah.
They're the exception. You need to actually be out there following people and interacting, like Adam says.
Build a community, man. Shane, we got about 2.5 minutes, and I know that you have to go. If people haven't listened to anything tonight, where can people find you? How can they get a hold of you and take us home, man?
Instagram, SmallTown Xotics. There is no E in exotics. SmallTown Xotics. Instagram, YouTube. Find me on Reptiles Unplugged on YouTube as well. I'm one of the hosts there.
With the other Adam.
With the other Adam, Beach Bum Exotics. So I got multiple Adams, and smalltownexotics.com.
Very cool. Shane, it's a pleasure. I always appreciate doing these shows. We didn't even talk about it. Oh, good. I'm glad you got through that quick. If you join mine or Shane's Patreon, you'll get access to a monthly show that we do, and it's only on Patreon, and it's called The Lone Wolves. And we talk about the month that was, the month that is, current events, and then we pick through both of our balance sheets, P&L. What did we make? What did we spend? What did we hopefully not lose? But if we did, it's all transparent. It's all right there. Patreon only content.
Yes. And Alicia's over here saying new people need to be in Patreons. I agree.
Yeah. Tyson is still here. Tyson, that little rant that I was talking about on Instagram, I'll keep our conversations private, but check that out, man. That's my input. All right, guys, I will see you next week. I've got a whole new batch of bookings coming up, so stay tuned as we get through the summer. You won't get rid of me. I'll be back here next Tuesday night. I will see you then. Go check out Shane. Shane, thanks for your time. Thanks for making it work. Talk to you soon, brother.